a man that celebrated his birthday 3 good days. 5.0.
Yes.
Hey, bro.
Yes.
You know that it doesn't happen often. Level 5.0, he has to celebrate it 3 continuous days. So it's Kwab Fest. Welcome to Kwaminat TV again. Today I'm here with Kwabs.
How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, bro. Kwabs, yeah. You know, a man that celebrated his birthday 3 good days. 5.0.
Yes.
Hey, bro.
Yes.
You know that it doesn't happen often. People just do parties and they go. But he said that if God has bring him so far up to this level, 5.0, he has to celebrate it 3 continuous days. So it's Kwab Fest. It wasn't a party. So, and after that, we sit down to look at what he is doing in his life. What is this man doing that left America for so many years? We said milk and honey. It's over there.
Yeah, abroché.
So everyone is rushing there.
Yeah.
But why you, Kwabs, left America?
I mean, for me, I went there young. And I was there for 35 years. Yeah. So the greater part of my life was spent there. And that part makes it different, you know, versus here. Ghana's kind of fresh, it's new. America, I knew America in and out. You know, I was there. I grew up in that system. But ultimately, I think the driving cause, like most people who come to Ghana or come back to Ghana, is opportunity. You know, we've gone to another country, another culture. Maybe we've studied it, we've become successful in it. But ultimately, there are going to be opportunities that are available in Ghana that in those countries we're not able to participate in. And I think when you come to Ghana, you can sort of see the ability to participate. So it makes it more welcoming, more inviting. And I think you feel like you have a better trajectory here than there. But I think it's totally reverse for someone who grew up in Ghana. I think if I grew up in Ghana 35 years, America would look like a better trajectory. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's one of those things where we don't appreciate what we have. Yeah.
And you know what? I grown up to at the age of 22, heading 23. Then I left Africa to Europe. Before then, I roamed around a bit Africa. I went to almost all the West African countries. I roamed around there, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Liberia.
That's great.
Yeah, before I went to Europe. But then, I remember saying that America is the end of the world.
Yeah.
I remember saying it. I will not say it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of what I've seen over there.
Because that was the 1980s.
That is what 1980s.
Yeah, in the 80s, America was the land of milk and honey.
I'm telling you.
Because, you know, if you're looking for employment, right? If your job is to be an employee, then America is a great culture for that. Because America keeps, you know, 90% employment. You know, as a matter of fact, if America hits less than 93% employment, the people start complaining. Oh, the economy is dead.
It's unemployed.
You know, exactly. Here, I don't even think we have 50% employment.
I think it's more than that.
You know, and so to hear people complain about such a thing. So if you're looking to be an employee-based person, America is significantly better because it's a bigger job market. There's a greater salary. The culture is built for someone who has a job. Like, you can pay month to month on things versus outright buying things. See, but Ghana is built for equity. In Ghana, you have equity. You buy and own. And then that item hopefully appreciates and your money continues to grow with that investment. America isn't built for that, right? So a person who's entrepreneur minded, business minded, I think you're going to see Ghana as more inviting. You're going to see all the different opportunities of ownership that Ghana provides. If you're a person who's seeking employment, and if you're here in Ghana, if you were based in Ghana, you grew up in Ghana, your number one job is to try to get employed, because all your life you've been looking for a job. So America looks promising because, hey, look at all these jobs that are there. And you will go there and you will get a good job, you will get a good education, but you won't own anything. Equity you won't be able to have, because the American system isn't designed for that. That system, when you see a person here in Ghana and they're driving a Mercedes, they're living in a 5-bedroom house. My neighbor right here has got this is an 8-bedroom house with a swimming pool and everything. That house is $900,000 to $1 million, but he paid for that. He owns that. So if this house goes up to $2 million, all that equity is his. You see where I'm coming from? In America, I can make $5,000 a month, okay? And because I went to school, I got a college education, a student loan. At the end of the day, when I pay my bills, of that $5,000, I only have $2,000 left, okay? So that means I can only afford a house at $2,000 around there per month, right? Now, what happens is you take somebody who has, like myself, I went to college, I didn't have a student loan. So I can come out of right now and get a job, and let's say I'm making $3,000 a month, okay? Now remember, you're making $5,000, I'm making $3,000. Now in Ghana right now, if you make $5,000 and I make $3,000, who's living better?
Oh, like $5,000 will live.
$5,000 will live better. But in America, check this out. You make $5,000, but you have loans and bills to pay. So at the end of the month, your keep is $2,000. I make $3,000, I have no loans, I have nothing to pay. So at the end of the month, I keep $3,000. So you will live in a 2-bedroom house, I will live in a 3-bedroom house, because I can afford to pay more each month. And when you're living here in Ghana, you think when you see that person, he owns that. You think that you would think I'm richer than you because I have a higher ability to pay, a higher bandwidth in what I can pay. And so therefore you see a person in a Mercedes, you see a person in a nice car, and your logic is, in Ghana, when I see a Mercedes, when I see that nice house, that guy is rich, he owns it.
Oh yes, of course.
In America, he only owns the bill. He only owns the note. And as long as I can pay that note, I'm okay. So I can go and get a job for $3,000. I can get a nice Mercedes and pay $2,000 a month. I still got $1,000 to just manage myself. I may not live well, but hey, I get to drive around in a nice Mercedes, and everybody would think I'm rich. Everybody in Ghana, when I send my pictures back, standing next to my nice Mercedes, I'm gonna say, hey, Kwaminat's gone to America and he is now successful, he's rich, he's a baller.
That's it.
See?
So basically, what you are trying to say now is, as I also witnessed it a bit in Europe, you are talking about American. Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. I'm still the youngest old boy in Pap's house, Pap's factory. Now, as we are talking, we got to a stage of people ending big money, but they own nothing. And in Ghana, you're ending small money, but if you have a mansion,
you can accrue wealth. See, one of the biggest problems is America is a credit society. Ghana is a cash society.
Prepaid.
Exactly. Right. So you pay and you're done and you keep it moving. In America, you lease. So you never really end up finally paying off, because, like, for instance, now I buy a car, I pay, let's say, $200 a month for the car. No problem. I'm gonna drive that car for 2 years, and on the third year, you know what I'm gonna say? It's time for me to get a new car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade in that $2,000 a month note and move it to $250 and get a nicer car. But have I escaped paying the monthly bill? No. You see? So yeah, and that's what you do. As your lifestyle increases, your expenditures increases, because if I make $10,000 a month, I'm driving a Mercedes. If I'm making $5,000 a month, I may be driving a Toyota. But the difference is he's broke at a higher level, because the the Toyota guy is paying maybe $300 a month.
Yeah.
The Mercedes guy is paying $700 a month. Yeah. But they both are paying every month.
And he is broke in the higher level.
Yes.
And you are broke in the lower level.
I'm saying, and I
but
think
in Ghana here.
No, in Ghana you own it.
You own it.
You own it.
So one question that I want to ask you. So that means Africans are richer than Americans.
In terms of equity ownership.
Equity, yes.
Yes, we are. You see, the problem that we have is we don't control our own currency value. The value of our currency is based on the value of external dollars, right? Okay.
Yeah.
If our value was based on the pure gold system,
yeah.
then Liberia, Ghana, most of your African countries would be your richest countries in the world.
Mostly in West Africa.
And powers that be know this. This is why we've moved off the gold. You see, we moved out of the gold system because there's only so much gold in those other countries.
That's true.
You know, there's a reason why a country like a continent like Africa, if you look at, if we were to take away paper money, take away paper, printing of currencies, and actually put monetary values on products that people actually use, then Africa would be by far the richest country because all your raw materials reside on this continent, one way or another. You know, but unfortunately, what we've allowed ourselves to do is to be dictated by banking systems that A, we don't own, and B, we didn't create. You see, the banking systems are what dictates your value.
Your value.
I mean, you look at Ghana right now. What are we talking about? We're going to IMF, right? To try to work on getting some IMF financial assistance.
Because the inflation is going extreme high.
You see, but if we were on the standard of gold, diamonds and things like that, we would be very rich. We wouldn't need this money because we got deposits for years. But unfortunately, our economic value is based on the wealth of us compared to the dollar, the pound, the yen, you know, all these foreign currencies, who by law and by their own methods can devalue us anytime.
That's true.
You see? So that's what we're into. Those things we can't control. Those are way beyond us. It was there before us. What we can control is the ability for us to gain within that system.
But do you think it's going to happen?
Oh, but it's happening now. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what playing surface you put people on, the cream will always rise to the top. There will always be people who will find the ability to see opportunity in those situations. Yeah. And that's, you know, sometimes we say that's the 20% versus the 80%, right? But those are the people who come to Ghana. There's a reason why 80% of the diasporans haven't come.
That is true.
I'm saying we haven't even tapped the 20%. We're just starting to get, but the people who come here are 20% thinkers. They know that the logic that I'm applying, especially when it comes to relocating, is a minority logic. It's not the majority. When I was growing up, when I was leaving America, everybody thought I was crazy because I was talking about going to Ghana. It wasn't the fact that I was talking about leaving America or moving out of Washington, D.C.
You are moving out of the country.
And I'm going to Africa. You see? To them, it was a downgrade, right?
It was true.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas I could have said I'm going to move to Jamaica. I'm going to move to the Caribbean. And no one would have thought any different. They would have been like, oh, wow, you're going to go to a place and enjoy the weather.
Yourself.
Exactly, right? But Africa has the same weather, the same everything, but it was a downgrade to everybody else. And they thought I was crazy. What they weren't understanding was I had a 5-year forecast in my mind. One of the things that, if you're going to come to Ghana, if you're going to come else, you know, another country, it's not an overnight journey. You're talking about a whole different culture, a whole set of laws, whole different language, customs. So it takes time to learn those things. You're not going to learn that in 5 to 6 months.
It takes time to integrate.
Absolutely. Right. So for me, I had a 5-year plan. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to Ghana for 5 years. And at the end of that 5 years, if I'm not living as good or better than I'm living now in America, then I'll go back. Right? But, my whole thing was it wasn't necessary Ghana was be better than America, but Ghana deserved a shot to compete with America. I think that's one of the things we as a people have been marketed and have become tainted against, which is giving ourselves the opportunity, giving our culture the opportunity. Like I've told people, people have come and said, well, what do you need as a business owner? And I've told them, I was like, what makes you think I need anything different than the next business? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, the only thing I need from you is one simple thing, opportunity. That's all. That's all I'm asking you to do is, hey, you know what? You want to buy this jersey or you need this jersey for your sports team. Yeah. All I'm saying is, instead of going to China, instead of going to Nike or Adidas and immediately buy it from them, just give me a chance to see if I can produce it. That's all. If I do business with me. If I don't meet your expectations and your standards, by all means, move on. Move on. But if every business operated by giving us just an opportunity, we will have an 80-20% success ratio of more businesses right now. There's roads being built right now here in Ghana. I'm not saying don't give it to a Chinese contractor. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is give a Ghanaian company an opportunity to submit a bid. Give them an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? We can make this road the same as China can. And then hold them to it. Hold them to it. So, okay, let's see it. And if they do, boom, we as a culture have moved up. That's it. If we didn't, then boom, we as a culture, we must still move up because we now have a way to know we can do better. That's true. We cannot. You at least gave us the opportunity. And that's my only thing that I don't understand is.
So let's come back to your factory. You were in a factory. Are you a tailor or are you a designer? Is that what you learned in America?
Well, okay.
College or whatever?
Oh, no, not at all. As a matter of fact, I think if you call me a tailor, you'll be insulting tailors.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because tailors have much more skill set than I possess. And I actually think if you called me a designer, you're also insulting designers because designers have skills that I don't possess. What I am is I'm an engineer. My degrees are in electrical engineering and physics with a minor in math.
So why do you shift from that side into?
Well, ever since I was 21 years old, my biggest desire has been to always have my own business. There's nothing more than I ask for God than to wake up every morning, get up, and work for myself. So now whether it was going to be fashion or it was going to be computers, I would not know. In my mind, I thought it would have been computers because that's what my degree was in. That's what I was aspiring to do. But fashion came along, and it was the entrepreneur in me. Entrepreneurs look for opportunity in anything.
Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. We are back but we're still at Kwab's place. Kwab, I asked you a question about you being a tailor
fashion designer,
or because you are having a factory.
Yeah.
This is not just a tailor shop. This is a factory.
Yeah.
Producing jerseys, tri-suits,
bags, anything we can sew. Anything we can sew.
So, and you are not a designer, you said.
No,
you are not a tailor, you said. So, who are you?
Engineer, entrepreneur. Like I said, I've always wanted to have my own business. I never stipulated an industry. I thought for my education, it would have been in technology, but fashion just came out of nowhere. What happened with me was I was probably too dumb to quit. I didn't have any experience in this business. Okay. I never went to school for fashion. I've never took a fashion course ever. I don't draw. I don't know art. If you put me in front of my own sewing machines, it may take me a whole day to thread that machine. You know, I've forgotten even how to thread it. But, you know, success is a continuing progression, you know. So I started my first business when I was 22 years old in college. Didn't succeed, but I learned from it.
What was that?
You know, at the time it was the Amway sales and marketing, it was network marketing, doing the Amway business.
Yeah. So keep watching Kwaminat TV. So you said you were too dumb to quit in terms of...
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any experience in this, but what I had experience in was trying businesses. And each business that I failed at taught me a different part of business, right? I remember when I was 21, I went to a seminar, and the guy said that the average millionaire failed 7 times before he became a millionaire. So when I was 21, I was like, you know what? I should start failing right now. Because by the time I get to my 40s, my 7 would be finished.
That's
right?
True.
I don't want to wait until I'm 50 to start. Cause then, but if it's going to take 7, if you start at 50, what age 57. Will you be before you get to, right?
To start your own, yeah.
So I figured, hey, let me start now at 21. And that's pretty much held true. Because I went through different businesses. I failed at some. I did computers. I had an IT consulting company. When I started Custom Looks, I had an IT consulting business. And at the time, I was always wearing suits. That's how this whole thing came about. I was just looking for an opportunity to get suits at a lower cost because the price I was paying was ridiculous. I was paying $1,000, $2,000 for a suit. You know, and I was looking very nice. I mean, I was always the nicest dressed person. Gentle, but I also knew that was not an affordable habit.
Yeah.
So I was looking for ways to make it less. And I happened to find a tailor in Bangkok. I'm sorry, in Bangkok. And
Thailand?
Yeah, in Thailand. Him and I had a conversation. I flew him to America. He made some suits for me. The suits were lovely. And for about a year, people kept asking for it. Kept asking, like, you know, hey man, who's making your suits? I want some. So what I did was I actually tried to set him up in business. To be like, hey, you know, I got a lot of people here that wants your suits. So come to America and, you know, and take orders. Yeah. And he did. And, you know, that was it. That was all I wanted. My only involvement was just that. Let me just send people to you who really want it. But he came to me.
Without any commission?
I didn't care. Just make me look good. That's all I care.
That's it.
But he was the one that came to me and said, hey, man, I think, you know, I see something in you, and I think you could be very good at this business. And I rejected him. As a matter of fact, I spent about maybe 6-7 hours telling the guy, no, I'm not interested. I had nothing to do with this. I mean, I was doing computers. I was making very good money in IT consulting. And in Washington, D.C., when you do IT computers, you can't go wrong. There's always jobs there.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
You know, for me, I had no interest whatsoever. But the guy just kept badgering, kept beating me on my head. It wouldn't let me go. I even eventually just, you know, when you say yes to something so that person would just leave you alone?
Yeah.
It was like I finally said yes just so he would just leave me alone. You know, and to get the heck out of his hotel room. And then when I went home, about maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I come home and there's a box sitting in front of my house. I'm like, what is this? I didn't order anything. I opened the box and the guy has sent me material samples, catalogs. I'm like, hey, this guy's really serious. You know, and you know, it went from there. And like I said, I was too stupid to quit because I didn't have experience in this. I didn't have any expertise in fashion. My first 2 years, I went bankrupt, totally bankrupt. You know, they even came and they took my house from me because I couldn't pay my monthly mortgage on my house, like in America, month to month. Yeah. So they took my house from me. But I always knew I had a good business. I believed in the business. Once I finally caught it, I understood it. What I also understood was that I didn't know the business. So the shortcoming wasn't in the business. The shortcoming was in me and my education. Yeah. But see, that's what college had taught me. College had taught me that I can learn that. I wasn't born as an engineer. I wasn't born as a physicist. College taught me that I can learn that. Yeah. So that's where I think, you know, having certain level of background helped. Because whereas somebody would have been intimidated and say, you know what, I have no knowledge of this business, I have no knowledge of fashion, no knowledge of this expertise, I'm not getting involved. What I saw was, well, I know how to do business because I already had tried businesses and failed. Yeah. I know how to do sales. I did sales businesses. I knew how to recruit people. I knew how to meet people. So the foundation of getting a customer, a client, I knew how to do. What I didn't know was fashion. I didn't know how to take the measurements, how to do all of this. Yeah. But because I went to college and I got a degree, I knew that my mind can learn whatever it wants to learn. So what I did was, you know, back then, I was partying with my friends. On Monday, we used to meet up at the bar and drink and have Monday night football. You know, Tuesday, we used to meet at another spot. We used to have a place we call Takeover Tuesdays. Okay. Wednesday in Washington, D.C., there used to be a club called 1223, and it was free happy hour, right? So from 5 to 7, free drinks and food. So Wednesday we were there. Thursday was a place called The Saint that was promoted by one of our guys, Mike McCory. Shout out to you, Mike. You know, he was promoting a party every week. So Thursday I was there.
So you were chilling?
I was chilling big time.
Week.
Friday I went to, there was a #1 club in America at the time, was this spot called Dream. Later it became Love. It was called Dream. And this place was a dream. I mean, you're talking the most gorgeous, beautiful woman ever. 5,000 people on a Friday night. Whoa. In this one club. Mark Barnes, shout out to you, man. I'm saying #1 club. And
that's the owner of that.
And that was Friday nights. Right. Saturday was DC Live. Abdul, my brother, African brother, who owned one of the hottest clubs in DC. Wow. Go to his club. Sunday, you know what I'm saying, we watch football. You see? And wash clothes. So this was my week. I was chilling all the time. And so when this business came, what I knew was I had the time to learn. So Monday, instead of going out with my friends and do the Monday night football, I stopped going. I started coming home and I started reading the internet. I started reading books on fashion. I started reading on styling, colors. You know, I mean, there was a book called Dressing the Man. I called it a Bible of men's designs. I read that book in and out. If you saw my book, you see highlighted notes. I went basically right back to being a student. So I essentially went through a 2-year crash course that I gave myself in fashion. I did it at the expense of self-financing my mistakes. It cost me my house. I went bankrupt. But I knew I had a great product. At the time, when my house was going through serious, it was, hey, you know what? Take this money and pay your house, or take this money and invest in your business.
So you were standing in a critical point.
Yep.
That either to lose your house,
yep, or
to move on with
and
your
I knew
business.
it. I knew it was you got to either make this payment this day at this timeline, or you're gonna lose the house, or use this money to take care of this for the business. And you know, for me, my mindset was, I can buy, if this, I believed in the business. It wasn't if. What I knew is when this business works, I can buy 100 houses.
That's it.
You know, so I went with the entrepreneur and I pulled the trigger. You know, and I ended up having to move back to my parents' house, you know, which was extremely embarrassing, having been the most successful one in the family at the time, you know, and having my college degrees and the type of background I was coming from.
At that time, you were you were still with your family.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So
you know,
when moving back to the parents' house, you have to go with all your family.
Well, no. Well, actually, luckily for me, so by the time Custom Looks came about, I was already divorced and everything. So
because you were single.
I was single. That's what I'm saying. I was partying every night because I was single, enjoying the social life. You know, so when this came, I had to weigh it. Do you want to stay single and enjoy this party life? And let me even be honest. Part of the reason why I started this business was I just wanted to make some small money so I can go out on Friday to Saturday nights and buy these beautiful DC women drinks so I can get them. So I really started this business in a way to chop women. It was like, you know what? Because I was making very good money. I think at the time, let me see, I was probably making about $170,000 a year. You know, at that time.
With IT.
With IT. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have student loans, none of that. So I was bringing in good money where I could
yeah.
enjoy myself. That's why I could afford $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 suits.
Yeah,
right. So
true.
I was living this very nice, comfortable lifestyle. When the business came, I saw it. I saw the potential, but I just had no knowledge of fashion. And that 2-year stretch cost me a lot of money, a lot of investment, but I just knew I could recoup it. Now, I didn't have nowhere in my vision initially to have a factory.
And now?
No, not at all, not at all. I mean, like I said, initially this business was designed for me to just make a little bit of side money. I can go to DC, see some nice, beautiful lady and be like, can I buy you a drink, baby? And that was
champagne.
It. That was it. That was
just
it.
Just to pop champagne.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that I did that eventually helped me. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur, business owner, you should listen really to this.
Okay.
One of the things that we teach you is when you're starting a business is to do a business plan. 95% of most business owners hate doing a business plan. They don't do it. And I don't even blame them because it is extremely taxing, tedious. It's quite annoying. Because in a business plan, you have to address some things that you yourself don't really want to address. What is your plan? Who are your competitors? What are their pricing? What makes you different from them? What is your growth projection? Where are you going to be in year 1? Where you going to be in year 2, year 3? All of these things, your business plan makes you put into place, or at least it addresses these questions for you to. And some of them are very difficult questions because the answers to them is not positive at the time. So I did a business plan for this particular custom looks, and it's interesting because a lot of other businesses I never did a business plan for.
Okay.
But this one I did, by the advice of the people that I was around, and that goes to show you also association. I was hanging around people who were business owners, so they were telling me, do this.
Yeah, how to do.
And apparently, I did the business plan, and to this day, after I did that business plan, I put it down, and I've never seen it since. The computer I had has crashed and been gone.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about it, and I did not know this until a friend of mine who was around 15 years ago when I first started business has brought it to my attention, was in my business plan, I talked about projection. Okay. And a projection, I spoke about a factory. But never in my conscious mind did I realize this.
You realize it, yeah.
So when I wrote that business plan, I was feeding my subconscious mind. I was putting seeds in my subconscious mind that I didn't even know. So when she came here and saw my factory, she reminded me like, hey, you talked about it. I was like, what are you talking about? It was like 2005 when I first met you. When you were thinking about this business, you talked about this. And I was like, are you serious? And she went back and brought conversations to my mind that brought me there, to that point. So, I can tell a person, do the business plan, go through, because you don't know what is in your subconscious that eventually will manifest into reality.
Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. This topic will be having this part 2 as well, because it also teaches us people, the entrepreneurs, how to do likewise the business plan. And most of the African entrepreneurs doesn't have business plan, but in terms of those, even though he haven't seen it years ago, but he still have it in his mind. It's like save it on your memory. And Cops, for this factory that you are in now, and the clothing that you are doing, is it only for Ghana market?
No. Well, first and foremost, we're in an international global market. So if you're trying to do business where you're limited to one sector, I don't think it's smart. I think you want to try to address the widest sector as possible. And for us, already because I had my business in the US, we already had a market there. We had a brand there, and we had customers. What we didn't have was manufacturing. So I came to Ghana for the sole purpose of establishing production here so that we can feed the market there.
So what at least what clicks you that I want to move to Ghana? That is very important too.
Opportunity.
And it will be the
Opportunity.
last 2 minutes on this.
Opportunity. Opportunity. You see,
You just think that, no, I want to go back
because
to
you
Ghana.
see, in developed countries, UK, America, things are exactly that, developed.
Yeah.
Right? So by the time we come in, it is such a smooth product
That's true.
that all we can do is enjoy the usage of it.
Assess it.
Assess it and what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
in Ghana and undeveloped countries, you're coming in at the raw material level. So there's so many things in between that can help and be business. You know?
I call Africa virgin continent.
Absolutely.
And I call Ghana a virgin country.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's a lot of opportunities.
Ridiculous. I mean, what most people will even see as deficiencies or something to complain about is just an opportunity that hasn't been addressed yet.
That's it.
Because in America, somebody has addressed that. And therefore, you think it's already
Already made.
already made. But no, it was an opportunity. It was a void that somebody saw the business need, to fulfill. What I saw was in America, my 35 years there, I never saw made in Africa, made in Ghana as something prideful.
No.
I never saw, the only thing that they associate us that was remotely prideful was the kente cloth.
Yeah, they can tell, yeah.
I'm saying that was about it. Now for a whole continent, with all the natural resources, as many people as we have, to be associated with just one decent product, how? You know what I'm saying? So
You don't see no Ghana product. You don't see no Ivorian product.
Because even like, let's take shea butter.
Yeah.
Right, let's take shea butter,
yeah.
which is the basis of a lot of ingredients and things that America is using. We're not even cognizant of the fact that we're sitting here on tons of shea.
That's
you
true.
see?
Okay.
So for me, the bottom line was opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I saw that I can participate in areas in America that have long passed me.
Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Kwaps.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you so much.
I mean, we'll be having so many conversations through this because someone over there will learn from this. This is just a diaspora talk to educate other people and also to welcome people back home. If someone want to come back home and say he don't know what to do, can he contact you?
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, even right now, we'll be launching a brand new site next month called ReturnToGhana.com.
Okay.
So that's exactly what I'll be setting this site up for expatriates, people who are outside, who have these questions that have been continuously asked within the last 15, 20 years. I'm going to create a website, ReturnToGhana.com. You can go to the website. It will have all that content: how to relocate, how to set a business, how to get citizenship, how to do your visa.
Wow. Okay.
All of these dynamic things that people are looking to do. We're going to put them on one website, ReturnToGhana.com, because we want you to return and want you to be able to do it in a way that's very successful and it's not stressful.
And I'm also having a program about the same issue. When you come back to Ghana, the problems that you are going to face, the challenges, and if you are also over there and you're already in Ghana and you want to share your story, like the way Kwab is sharing his story, call Kwaminat TV or Instagram, WhatsApp, call, and we'll come around and have this conversation with you to educate people over there, or to let people also know that Africa is an opportunity land. Here, it's not something that it's just one. It's opportunities a lot everywhere that you go.
Make sure you subscribe. It's very important that channels like this, we continue to help grow. Because we don't own the media. We don't own NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN.
Yeah.
And we need to be able to tell our stories. And it's individuals like you who are doing this, putting their time, their energy, their resources to tell our stories so that people can realize that we have so many magnificent things going on. I thank you, brother. And I encourage you who are out there, who are making noise and who are making moves, reach out to this brother so your story can be told. Remember, your story is going to be the inspiration for the next generation. I need you to come tell it and let him help you get it out there. Love you all.
We love you. Keep watching Kwaminat TV. Thank you very much, guys. And if you are not a member of Kwaminat TV, please please subscribe and be a member of this team. Support us by subscribing, like, share to your brothers and sisters over there. Let people hear about us, and let people also hear about it and educate themselves, and also come back home. Africa is calling you. I love you all. Bye.